been hit.
That's
The
not how you
button's
hit the
been
button,
hit.
Brad.
We're theoretically live.
Theoretically
live on the
Can you
internet
help me out
for
with that?
some reason.
To discuss whiskey and life.
Sure, let's go with that. Also, maybe get a little drunk. I'm going to start with some classic Lottie.
Oh, that's a wee
And
laddie.
I'm also drinking from one of the wee little.
Oh, nice.
This is what I'm rocking.
Again,
rocking the organic.
Yeah, Bruichladdich have a lot of the little minis at like really nice sizes.
Yeah, and the most I've pulled it out before, but the best probably, I don't know how to exactly what word to use, but the best thing that any distillery's done is release a black art in the 200.
The mini black art is an amazing deal.
That's crazy.
Yeah, $200 or 200 mils. It was I think they sell for $90. So especially when you take it all in consideration, it's an incredibly good deal, and it allows you to have a nice little bit of black art at a decent price. You don't have to drop. Up in Canada, it's about $450 ish. So it's nice not to have to spend the full amount on a big bottle, and you can always do bottle splits. But it's neat when you have your own little sealed bottle. And for me, 200 mils. Lasted a very long time.
That's a fair bit.
I did pick up 2. Oh,
look who showed up! It's a Floof and some other guy.
Floof's handler.
The Floof's handler.
Floof.
Surprise guest, the Floof.
That's a good Floof.
And his handler.
So I did hint to Brad that I might be taking a day off, but I never actually said when. Hi.
Good to have you back, buddy.
Oh, good. I don't have to do anything then. I can just sit here.
What do you think? I bought the dog, man. Like, we just do this.
Yeah, that's true.
That's fair.
I'll just talk in a sultry voice while we look at the dog.
AJ, what version was that? And do you feel that it was worth it?
Well, Steve A's made a request.
Oh, yeah.
Less handler, more Floof. Fair. I mean,
oh my God, that's unbelievably cute. Who'da God, hey? Yeah.
He's all hyped up and excited because he wasn't expecting me home either.
How much he doesn't really like the Australian summer, does he? Like, he doesn't dislike it, but he probably doesn't love the heat very much.
So last year. Oh, that was when I picked him up. So his coat wasn't this long because he'd always been shaved. So yeah, it's the longest that he's been, but he's all huffy because I'm home. So he's excited. That's bud.
So did he pee on the floor like I did? Because I was excited that you showed up. No, just me.
Love you, Void.
Oh, this is so nice.
So I legitimately, when Dan said he might be late, I'm like, oh, would I be able to beat Dan on the stream? Would that just be ultimate?
It would blow my mind. This did just blow my mind.
You just squeaked in on time just before you.
The best part about it is my lower. So I've got 2-tiered system right now. I've got my laptop.
Rough. Terry, damn.
I could take a leaf out of someone else's book. Oh wait, no, mine has Cornholio. Yeah. Wait, I can just do this.
Yes. We are one.
Voids.
We are one.
Can you have more than one void? I don't know how that works metaphysically.
Yeah, we're both Dutch, so we are the void. He's just my corporeal and outsourcing of myself.
Sure. Yes. 2 instances of the same void.
If any 3 hosts get taken over by the void, it's over because it's really hard for the 4th person to not be taken over.
I mean,
oh shit! This is no good.
Done.
So remember when I said someone was?
Oh, see, I'm saved. I'm good.
You're good.
Just barely safe. Just barely safe.
The
So
power.
remember when I said someone was excited that I was home?
I guess so.
What? Hello? Am I ignoring you? Is this a problem? Are you okay?
The only Bruichladdich I have right now, because now I have to, because everybody else is drinking Bruichladdich, and I got to be with the group.
Yeah, you have to be.
I have.
But it's
to
all
be.
about peer pressure here.
So yeah, I got to go dig out my black art because that's the only Bruichladdich I have.
Oh my god!
Excellent.
You okay? You gonna stop barking at me?
No.
Yeah, black art is worth it. Even at that price, I would say
Yep,
probably
100%.
the 7.1 would be worth it.
It's one of the first examples I give out of whiskey that is considerably more expensive than your average bottle, but well worth it.
Oh god,
That would be pretty fun.
that would be amazing.
I don't even know what a TikTok style transformation is. So
I'll tell you when you're older, Dan.
all right.
I'll show you. There, it just happened.
And now we know.
All I've got is like the void doing that face.
Seems about right.
You right?
It's well worth the money, and one of my favorite non-peated whiskeys, if not my favorite non-peated whiskey ever.
Definitely up there.
Oh yeah, dude, have Bruichladdich. Do it.
Yes.
Oh,
Have some.
Yes.
Get some. Have some.
yes,
Yes.
yes, have some.
Have some.
Anything from them is great.
But seriously, yes, have some. Anything they make, they do fantastic peated. If you're a peated guy, Run Rev. I can't remember if you mentioned that you were or not. They also do top-notch non-peated, and many different options there. So definitely check them out. What Brad's having right now, the Classic Laddie, is a phenomenal whiskey, and it's very reasonably priced. At least up here, and generally speaking, if things are
especially if you get a little baby bottle.
yeah, if you get a baby bottle again, like so, we're both drinking out of baby bottles, so they do have a lot of smaller bottles to try out, obviously at a reduced price. And
So for those who have been on the channel for a while, those are the size of bottles that Vito always used to get. They just looked full. Always. Every single bottle in that collection.
That's true.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Also,
There you go. That answers that.
yeah. So
Charles, this might be the first stream I've been wearing pants ever.
Gotta fix that. Jeez. Don't break the run you had going.
You right?
Yeah.
Good boy.
Pants. Right.
I mean, I thought this was just a crutch cam of the void.
Have I worn pants on one of these streams?
Jeremy,
Sure.
there are layers
AJ
to that comment.
AJ brings up an interesting point here. Not only possibly, but definitely the kings of Isla.
Someone's getting stabbed.
So there, I said it. It's already. I'm already there. There's no going back now.
Fair.
I might as well.
Knowing you, Dan.
I might as well commit.
Yeah, that's what happens.
And listen, let me just say this: the best peated whiskey I've ever had in my life was Ardbeg. Okay.
All right. So in the cult's infinite fairness, you've got to realize they're quite happy to let you believe that Bruichladdich is the best. You're allowed to be wrong. They're fully accepting that you're allowed to be wrong.
You just might get stabbed occasionally.
Yeah. They are literally inserting negative signs into your body. That's all a stab is.
We don't go for kill stabs.
It's learning. It's teaching.
No biggie.
Negative reinforcement.
You're just saying that, Run Rev, because as previously mentioned, you haven't had any Bruichladdich. So
we should have some Ardbeg, right? Is that what we're hearing?
Well,
I think that makes sense.
You can.
That tracks.
I'm drinking Bruichladdich, so I'm kind of turncoat right now.
And
Fine. I'm sure it's fine.
and as
I mean, how's
promised-
Christina gonna figure out where the void is? I mean,
Yeah, she's gonna figure out where you live.
you're fine.
So, yeah, the
Oh,
best,
shit.
my favorite peated that I've ever had was Ardbeg. It is phenomenal. Nice one, nice
With a
one. I
Dr.
love the
Pepper.
cans
Smoky
down there.
pepper.
There's like a blue accent on your Dr. Pepper cans. It's really quite something. Up
They're
here,
the
we have white,
they're the UK ones.
maroon.
So these ones are from the UK. We don't unfortunately we don't have any local Dr. Pepper production.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's like little bits
pretty
of
awesome. Oh, nice.
Oh,
Hey.
Jason, thank you
Woo,
very
thanks,
much.
Jason.
$5
Cheers, buddy.
super chat. Team Talisker. I mean, I'm with you there. Talisker is top.
Brad's a
notch,
pretty
for
big
sure.
Talisker.
That's
guy.
not a secret that I'm a fanboy of Talisker.
Just remember that I know me specifically that I'm a member of a bunch of different groups. Let's just say that.
I like what do you call it? Whiskey.
That's
the
right.
one that I like.
That's right.
That's the best way to say it.
That's right. I'm a member of a whiskey group.
and just remember that famous saying any pour from the storm.
Sure, sure.
Talisker Storm.
Talisker Storm. Yum.
Yeah. So the thing I really like about not all of them, but for the most part, like the barley series of the unpeated laddies are really, really gentle and sweet and like honey and very space side like for the most part.
Cheers, Irene.
But then it's got a real nice coastal maritime underpinning to it that gives it like another dimension. So it's not just like a nice sweet space side. It's got that Isla feel to it, even though it's not peated. And then it just works you up to having something fantastic and peated. And I cannot wait for my next pour because it's one of my favorite pours.
Sorry.
I'm going to switch
Sorry.
to Ardbeg now. And I'm going to go with an O.
Ooh, I know.
Because I haven't pulled it out in quite a while. So
You don't have to tell me about it because I know.
Oh, I God, if I could crawl through the internet.
What is that shirt?
This shirt is
Team
a
Best.
ridiculous TikTok reference
Okay.
that no one other than crazy TikTok people will get. And that's why Irene is talking about it, because she's from TikTok.
I wish I could
This
show
is
you
a
my shirt. My
gnarly-
shirt's
I'm
cool.
rocking a huge pub shirt that I wear to work all the time. Okay.
Nice.
Double diamond, England's best kept secret. You better believe it. I don't even. Oh yeah,
Well, that is an awesome
yes,
shirt.
yes,
You win.
yes.
You win the shirt wars.
Yeah, Void. No fair because the Void can just go anywhere. In the
Just
universe,
materialize
come in-
any shirt.
Come in any shirt
Well, yeah.
without sacrificing any HP.
I feel like I should swap my shirt just so that I can play.
Nice. Nice.
I'm not going to engage this the shirt thing at all because it will definitely bring up the fact that I have way too many T-shirts, or so do
I
I.
don't know
think.
what you're talking about too many T-shirts.
No. Anyways,
I'm one of those people as well.
so
God, this black art's amazing. Sorry.
hey
My
Graham,
card is great.
dude, what version
great.
are you drinking? Void.
4-1.
That is one of my favorite, if not my favorite, non-peated whiskey ever.
Cheers again, Jason. He became busy on a phone
Cheers,
call.
buddy.
But yeah.
So here's an interesting. See, that is my preferred method, and in the summer months, it's very easy for me to go the Ed route.
What, you'd prefer Poland and Ed?
Yeah, pull an Ed. I'll pull an Ed any day, anytime, day or night.
Fair. Very fair.
Why wouldn't you? Seems like a-
Convenient phone call. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, so I've told this story before. I'll tell it every time Black Art 4.1 gets mentioned. Brad already knows what I'm going to say. The first time I met Brad, and a few other whiskey peeps. You guys know who you are if you're watching. The very first time I showed up, and I couldn't stay for too long. It was at a friend's house in North Toronto, and Brad and I think Vito showed up, or you guys were already there. Maybe I can't remember. Anyways, I had to go before we really got into things, and Brad's like, "Here, take this, like, on your way, because you didn't really get to get into things." And I'm like, "Oh, are you sure?" And he's like, "Yeah, take this." So at this point in my whiskey journey, I was definitely super experienced with bourbon, not very experienced with Scotch at all. Certainly not to the point of knowing Scotches by name, even the more famous ones. Well, obviously I know more famous distilleries. Anyways, so I get home, I look at it, and I'm like, oh, I was blown away that he had given it to me anyways, regardless of what it was. And it was Black Art 4.1. And so in the same night, the first night I met Brad, and not being into Scotch very much, I had Black Art 4.1 and Ardbeg 23. So he instantly like took me from like down here to like a whole new dimension. And I'll forever be grateful for that. And I actually still have a very small amount of that in a sample up there that will be
nice.
Shared with you at a date that will be some kind of cool date.
Yeah, that was a fun day.
Wednesday. I don't know. There's my little.
As long as there's
rambling,
pasta and you lady the trampet, we're good.
Sure.
No, that's a date. Can you even really call it a date if you didn't share spaghetti and end in a kiss from the same spaghetti strand?
No, you can't.
You heard it from the void. Back.
Definitely no. That's the only kind of date that exists.
That sounds fantastic, Graham. Nice, really nice selection you've got there.
Yeah.
You can say this for any region, but Speyside really does some nice old whiskey. The Glenfarclas. The thing I love about Glenfarclas is that for their older stuff, it's very reasonably priced per year. For those of you that aren't experienced too much into Scotch or into Glenfarclas, maybe there was a time you wanted to spring for an older bottle and really get something with that extra age. Glenfarclas is both reasonably priced and extremely tasty. I had actually, Dave, if you're watching, Dave, I'm calling you out, pal. If you can type, if you can't, all good. But if you're if you're watching, that Cadenheads bottle, I think it was a Glenfarclas, and I can't remember if it was or not. But Dave has a Cadenheads. I think it's a 28-year-old single cask sherry, or maybe it wasn't sherry. Anyway, single cask Cadenheads. I'm pretty sure it was a Glenfarclas 28-year, and it was stellar, out of this world. Phenomenal apple and pear and orchard fruits on the nose and the palate. A little bit of grape almost in there, but not quite like to the point of getting a wine note, like just fresh grape.
I think that the floof might be back
if
Jeremy gets back from his very important business call.
Emily, please don't unfollow us and stick around, and the floof will become.
I mean, it would be understandable. If you have to unfollow because of the lack of floof,
I already did
it. I get it.
That's an incredible deal right there. Considering it's only $80 more than the standard bottling, which is non-age statement, and might very well be, 15, 16 years old or something like that. But it's non-age stated, so there's obviously some younger spirit in there, I'm guessing. So that's a steal. Still haven't tried that, but the 105 standard release is one of my favorite sherry bombs. It's about $100 when it's around. And well worth it. And it is a sherry bomb at a decent strength too, obviously.
Yeah, never been too into the sherry bombs myself, but I get it.
Yeah, it's such a sherry bomb that like it almost tastes like there's that spirit mixed into it. You know what I mean? When you have those really heavy cask influences and it tastes so much like that, it's really sherried, and because it's cask strength, it's wonderful. I really got to stop talking about it because I actually want to pour some.
Do it.
Stay on target.
Do it.
Whatever.
Pour the whiskey.
I got to stay
I mean,
on.
what are we going to stick to? Like one plan for a whole stream? That would be crazy.
Weddle.
Weddle, cheers to that, buddy.
Fair,
That's
Weddle.
good to know too.
Fair,
Good to
fair
know
enough.
in case I ever do get down for a gathering.
Oh, there we go. Steve A has the right idea now.
Ooh, nice. I'll never remember which release it was because I know they do a lot of single barrels and a lot of private bottlings and that. But I had a Cavalan sherry cask. It might have been the Solist release sherry cask. I can't remember much about it at all, but it was absolutely phenomenal. I'd really like to see some other stuff maybe come out of Thailand or other countries like for example India, who produces, again, we know how much whiskey they produce, but I'm not super experienced with Indian. I have had quite a few fantastic Indian whiskeys, but generally speaking, it seems that there's only 3 or less distilleries that are consistently producing what is regarded as really great whiskey. And I'd love to see a lot more because, we've had a taste of what they can do. And again, with Cavalan, and obviously it's a great climate to age whiskey. So I'd love to see some other distilleries hopefully pop up and make a name for themselves. Did I say Taiwan? Didn't I say Taiwan?
You said India.
Yeah, I was talking about like India, though.
Yeah.
In relation to India, Taiwan and India both have very few whiskey producing distilleries that I'm aware of that are out there and kind of readily available.
Yeah, I think a lot of the ones that their sort of local distribution is extremely low end stuff, unfortunately. That gets wide distribution. Sort of like Canada.
And this is what I hear, Patrick, from most everyone, right? It's usually called like the fantastic whiskeys that are consistently highly reviewed, and impressing people that I know and respect to have, similar palates to mine. It's the same. It's Amrut and Paul John more recently. I'd love to try some Paul John. I've got some. Oh, you'd have to talk to Bradley about that to get a.
We got to get her some whiskey so that she can get on the stream.
I've got some of this. This was brought back by my buddy's dad when he went to India. Royal Stag Indian whiskey. So, and it's in a jar. I love it. I love whiskey in a jar. I mean, let's.
Sure.
So I will be doing.
Blend of Scottish and Indian. So it's just a blend.
Yeah. So who knows?
Just a random jar
Royal
whiskey
Stag,
blend.
baby.
Excellent.
I have a feeling it's 40%. Strong feeling. Here we go. Okay. It actually doesn't smell bad. And I'm smelling it out of a big, wide open jar.
Right.
It actually doesn't smell bad, huh? I will get into that next stream, I promise.
You need to put that on a cast strength shirt.
What's
it
that?
actually doesn't smell bad.
Fair.
Hey, Richie. Hey, everybody that's here, by the way. We didn't do any type of rundown or say hello to everyone, but everyone that's in the chat, Richie, Irene, Floydian, we know Patrick's in there, Weddle's in here. Thanks for coming out, guys. Everyone, Kilco, Charles, Peter White. Really appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with us, and learning things from our other viewers who are very experienced and full of information. It's really awesome, Brad, to be able to refer to just, we're talking about something, you want a piece of information, we can just ask one of our
it's really handy to have people that actually know what they're talking about,
and then they
like,
just can answer
around that we could talk to. Like, not us, but the people that we surround ourselves with.
At least 85% of information is given by the people in the chat.
Shit,
At
we're
least,
supposed to learn here? I'm doing
No,
it
we
wrong.
don't need to because the people in the chat already know. What
Oh, now I track. Okay, good. I was doing it right.
Bingo.
Yay.
yeah, no, you're good.
Mm.
All right. I guess I got to go Ardbeg now.
So I got a question for both Brad and Void.
Ah.
I'm aware of a release from Ardbeg that I believe was called Blazda.
Yep.
And I believe it was unpeated.
Correct.
And I believe, well, I don't believe, I know for me, that is the only unpeated Ardbeg that I personally have heard of. Is there more?
I don't know.
I don't think there's any more that I know of.
And have you guys tried that?
I have not. I had the opportunity to buy a bottle, but I decided to pass on it because it is, given the time frame it was released, it wasn't really like the heyday for Ardbeg. It was kind of, pretty poor times.
Yep.
And it was kind of, from everything I understand, it's pretty lackluster.
Right. So I was going to wait to hear from you guys, but I've only read reviews.
Yeah.
That seems to be the general opinion from, again, a couple people that appear to know what they're talking about. Hey, Ed.
Hey, Ed, nobody tell Ed that we stole his idea and we're drinking Ardbeg and Bruichladdich stuff.
Yeah, no.
Nobody tell him that.
Wait, what are we supposed to call Ed?
Oh, geez. What was the name that we were supposed to call him? Damn.
That's
I mean, also true, Weddle. Also true.
There's something about pastiness, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was pasty lovin'.
Pasty lovin'. That's
yeah.
it.
Yeah. The I was saying the and this is the whole thing. The opinion that I've read on a couple reviews back when I saw a bottle come up on secondary, so I thought I'd look into it a bit, obviously having never heard of it, is that they didn't really put so much love into expressing what their unpeated spirit is, so much as just releasing some unpeated spirit. So they obviously selected cast. They didn't just go willy-nilly and be like, oh, let's just throw this out because
I mean, they might have.
Right? And I guarantee you they sold out. Certainly by now, at least at this point, right? But
I'd hope by now.
Yeah. And it is something that I'd really, it's kind of strange because for the most part, Isla Distilleries, save for Lagavulin, which I've never heard of, release non-peated offerings. Killoman, I believe, does also not have any non-peated that I'm aware of.
So.
But Lafroig also. So it's not as common as you may think just right off the bat when you're thinking of like, I guess it's just Kalila, Buna, Bruichladdich, 3. Okay, so not a bad ratio.
There you go.
not a bad ratio on Isla, but still really curious to see. Like, I'm sure everybody would agree. Like, I would super curious to taste an unpeated Ardbeg. Super curious to taste an unpeated Lagavulin and a Lafroig. I'd love to be able to get that raw spirit and the real character of what's happening with their spirit. But if you do something well, why change it, right?
For sure.
Oh wow. That's phenomenal. Congratulations.
Yeah. Seriously.
I don't even know what to say there. That's really, really fantastic. That's the Trayvon.
Yeah, it's the Trayvon.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, neat looking bottle, neat looking box, and from what I hear, great tasting whiskey. So that's a great price for any, considering so here, Void, let me just put this into perspective for you.
What's perspective? It's flat here.
We paid $200 for Corey, $200 for Oogie, and meanwhile in another province you could have got 19-year-old for $275.
Yeah,
that's just
Canada.
Yep.
Yeah, see, if you're doing a good thing, why mess with it, right? Like, and places obviously like Lagavulin and Lafroig who have a little bit more time than Killoman.
Brad.
Like, I guess Killoman did do an unpeated. Interesting.
Brad,
Yes.
what Ardbeg should I have?
Yes.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a cheap answer, but I'll take it.
It is, but it's a Brad answer.
It's a Brad answer. Yeah, no, it's a good answer.
You're looking at 9 out of
Pick
10
any,
times.
pick
he's
any
gonna
two and mix it 50-50.
Any two and mix them 50-50?
Yeah.
Ooh.
All right,
Hey,
I will be back.
Now that's science. Okay.
Should I
Well,
go for
I don't know about
Ardbeg or
science.
Bruichladdich next?
Yes.
I mean, I
Mix them
could do-
50-50, Brad.
I could do that. All right, whatever. Sure. So,
I don't think
Some-
he
some
can
Corey
back
reckon?
the ball because I don't know. That must conjure something. Like that summons Shenron or something. I don't know. Hopefully somebody knows what Shenron is. If they don't, then hey, it is what it is.
and
You
some
know what?
Octomore 8.1, which I'm
You can
apparently
blame us.
mixing in with the Corey record because of the void.
We will take the blame happily and apologize, and I do apologize, Steve. My bad. My bad.
Canada is to blame for a lot of whiskey-related crimes.
Nice one. Up here, it's about 65 bucks. And for a 120 proof, yeah, 60%. So it's not cask strength, obviously, because it's unlikely that it comes out rounded at 60 every time they release these single barrels, but it's darn close enough.
God damn it,
and it's
Brad.
in that same range of rare breed. For about 65 bucks, you're getting a barrel proof or darn close to bourbon, and it is fantastic. And I heard the store picks are amazing. It's one thing we just don't get up here. We don't have store picks. It's not a thing.
Not really.
Not in out west they do. Out west
Yeah.
they do.
Every once in a while, we'll get like an LCBO pick, but it's not the same kind of setup at all. We do have an image from our resident speedy photoshopper, Terry,
Oh yes,
Uh-oh.
excellent.
that I haven't looked at
bring
the
on
full
the
version
Dolan.
yet. So I assume this is going to be scary when I click on it, but I'm going to do it anyway. There we go. Sure. Nice.
Not
Very
wrong.
nice.
Not wrong at all.
Jeremy's
I have
face
more
in
gray,
that
though.
picture. He looks so
That's pretty good.
unimpressed. That's excellent. That's great stuff.
Oh. All right, so I poured the first of the half and half because I can't just go straight into this. And I forgot how good this smelled. It's the 21.
Oh, the 21 is damn good. Yeah.
Nice.
It super just bacon, like porky. It's great.
It really is. And it's one of those whiskeys that I constantly think, like, you know what?
Oh.
I should go out and buy 4 and keep them on the shelf because you always take it for granted that it will always be here. But up here, we had Blanton's by the hundreds, always available for years, constantly. We had EHT, not constantly, but on the shelf. We had Stag Junior on the shelf constantly, all year round, $80 all the time. Took it for granted. I could have bought cases of it and never did because, you know, I could just get another bottle when this one's empty because there's tons of them in every store, always available. And now they're lotto items. And while it's something like rare breed, you could never think that. It's everywhere. There's so much of it and all that. You never know, especially with the LCBO.
Yeah, Brad, I
because
can't mix that. I'm sorry.
That's fair.
I was gonna mix it with Nambish, but I was like, no,
That would be interesting, probably.
it would be,
But
but not right now.
this Corey and Octomore is amazing as expected.
Yeah.
It's like super salty old cheese now. The
Maybe I'll
cheesiness
do
of the
Whisky and
Octomore and the brine from the Corey is so good.
That is amazing, Brad.
So that's really awesome. That's a neat story. And yeah, Buna 12 is phenomenal. So Run Rev, if you haven't had any peated Buna, they are out of this world.
They're good stuff.
especially the specific Moine. Where's Ed? He's gonna tell me I pronounced it wrong. Distilled
You pronounced it wrong.
wine finish. They've got a bunch of phenomenal peated stuff. Really, 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 really good. One of my favorite whiskeys in the world right now is a peated Buna. It's a private or independent bottle, but still, it's Buna nonetheless, and it is phenomenal.
I have yet to actually find like a Bunnahabhain that I really enjoy. Like they're good. Oh, Moine Oloroso.
The Moine Oloroso is delicious.
So good. Oh, you would love the this Blackadder Raw Cask Void.
I think any Blackadder would be just amazing and interesting.
Yeah,
Blackadder do good stuff for sure.
Yeah.
They pick good ones.
You know what? There's not very many independent bottlers that I've had that haven't been fantastic whiskeys. Really not. Compass Box, and sure they do their own blending too, but they're still an independent bottler. Compass Box, North Star, Blackadder, just out of this world. Obviously, all the older ones like G&M and there's a ton, but they're generally really, really tasty. And I think for the most part, you can chalk it up to the fact that they're usually single cask, they're usually cask strength or close to. Rarely are indie bottled stuff at 40%. But yeah.
Dude, this 21, I am in love. I forgot how much I love this damn whiskey.
The 21 is great.
It is
I'm
so...
annoyed that I don't have any anymore.
It is so good.
Is the 21 one of the 20-somethings?
Yes.
Okay. That is like the... Because there's a 21, a 22, and a 23, right?
Correct.
Okay.
The 21 and the 23 are, I think, they still contain from the old stills, the original stills. Not the original stills, but the old stills. Right. And 22, I think, is off of the new stills. Maybe. I might be wrong about that.
Neat.
Theoretically?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I'm not positive. But
the 22, I never really got that much into because the price was just exorbitant. And I was like, nope.
Yeah, I haven't had a bottle of the 22, but I've got it tasted a couple of times, and it's pretty tasty.
Yeah.
Can't get it here, so even if I wanted one, it wouldn't really be practical.
Yeah, I saw one at the LCBO, and I believe I can't remember. I posted it in the chat though ages ago, like a year ago when I found it, and like just in case anyone wants this, like it was super pricey, and it really, 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 really is good.
Oh, Brad, just so you know, that roller coaster committee release went immediately after we talked about it. So,
of course.
Yeah. So that's one really cool thing about, pardon me, is Ardbeg. Most distilleries have a yearly release or something special that they'll continue and so on and so forth. But Ardbeg has really leaned into that with their yearly releases. And obviously they put so much behind it in the marketing, and it's always something really unique and cool. And I really love that about Ardbeg. And I know that they're owned by a parent company. I know that it's all right.
Who isn't?
Exactly.
We
but
aren't.
Still such an individuality that that it's a very traditional and older and elegant whiskey, if you will, but they've got all of this awesome funky stuff. Like a perfect example obviously is the Grooves. You look at it and it's got all that gnarly late 60s funky stuff on it, and the black, and it's just really awesome when you have this old traditional looking bottle and then all this funky gnarly stuff on there, and the drum, it's got all the little tropical stuff going on, and it's really cool. I think it's a neat aspect of that distillery.
Absolutely.
So good. We had that quite a lot of that available in my area, Peter, at the LCBO a while ago. So I guess it's not available now, but there was maybe, let's say 4 years ago. There was a ton of it, maybe 5. I personally enjoyed some. But yeah, it's oh wow, are you talking about rare breed? Um, because that's if that's US, that seems kind of expensive because it's just 60 Canadian up here for it. But hey, oh,
My
bam,
favorite whiskey is a tricky question because it would bounce around a lot based on taste. But probably the favorite thing that I've ever tasted as far as whiskey would be the Ardbeg 1850. You'd say that's the noise that people tend to make when they drink it.
And also the other noise is, will you marry me?
That is a noise that has happened.
my mistake, Peter. If that was the 81, I could have sworn it was the 101. I will take your word for it. I do have a journal and a picture as well. For a while before I physically removed the labels from bottles into my journal, I would take a picture of the bottle and throw it in there. But yeah, so my mistake. If it was just the 81 and not the
Yes.
101.
Better than Talisker 1985, although that is amazing too.
That's the Talisker.
It's really damn good.
Very,
I have a
very,
tiny
very,
bit left and I'm savoring it.
it is incredible. That was
Great.
like there was so much brine, but so smooth and delicate and I don't know, you could tell it was Talisker, but it was really head and shoulders above any other Talisker that I've ever had. It was very, very good.
It's also
Very,
the
very
oldest Talisker that I've had, I think, so far. So that's probably slightly biasing the
yeah,
answer.
it's 27 years old.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, yeah, that's phenomenal stuff. Again, thank you for that, sir.
No problem at all.
Absolutely marvelous. Well, I am moving on to. I was gonna do some Oogie, but I'm gonna finish with Oogie, and I'm gonna go ahead and pour some Octomore 10-year-old second release.
Nice.
This is one of my favorite whiskeys. It is just,
Octomore is beautiful.
it really
It really
is.
is. I haven't had one that I haven't really enjoyed.
I'm sad. I have not had an Octomore in a very long time. I imported the 8.3 when it released, and it was like the first. That was like one of the first, like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm spending this much money on a whiskeys. So you could say it was a gateway drug.
Yeah, 8.3 is a really good one. It's got, you know why you like it so much, because it's very. Do you like Oogie? Is Oogie one of your nicer ones? Void?
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I find that it shares the 8.3 had a lot of similar,
True.
meaty barbecue, like sweet burnt barbecue sauce on a hunk of meat on a smoker type of note that I do get in the Oogie a bit now and then.
Yeah, I mean, well, the 8.3 really for me just turned into this almost doesn't taste peated. It is, but like almost not, because it was so damn much peat. It went into the earthy notes, the barbecue, and it just went elsewhere. And it went there with gusto, and it was amazing.
Yeah, Jason, I don't know. That is pretty pricey for the 18. I don't know if I
really good whiskey.
The 18 is great, but that's a harsh price for me. That's like 2.5 bottles of the 57 North, which I would say I prefer to the 18.
The 57 North is good.
It is.
There you go. Golden advice. Get 2.5 bottles of 57 North. And if they don't let you get that second or that half bottle, no, sorry. You know who to just give them a number.
Sure. No, you just get 3 and give me the extra half. It'll be all
you
even.
can send that half up.
You can bring it to the void stash of Brad whiskey, and then we can eventually get it there.
Before the world ended, I would have agreed to that, but now I don't know. That's tricky.
It is tricky now.
Oh, the nose on this is so good. It's such a great. Octomore's really shine. They're really young. A lot of them are 6 years old in the area. Some are a little younger, some are a little older. Some are even 4 years old, I believe. but this 10-year-old is, if in my opinion, it's my favorite Octomore that I've ever had. But I've also had more time. I've never owned other Octomores. I've just had samples of them. So while 2 ounces for me, one of those 2-ounce bottles like this is enough for me to get a very good handle and opinion on a whiskey, big time. But having this bottle and being able to spend that much time on it and having it oxidized for a while and revisiting it, and it has grown into one of my favorite whiskeys of all
I mean,
time.
if you pay the taxes on it, they'll let you come with a whole lot of whiskey. You just got to pay the taxes.
Is that just from the LCBO, Peter, or is that across the board from the distillery, or what? They're already what many people consider to be fairly pricey. It's, for me, per taste, it's still, I think, a decent value. They're worth the money that they sell for. They usually retail up here about $130 to $150. Maybe a little more, maybe like $159 generally. And then they sell for considerably more once they become scarce. The 10-year-old sells for about $225. It was on sale. That's the only reason I picked this one up. It was on a really good sale. Whenever the heck I ended up getting that, and had to jump on it because I wanted to treat myself to an Octomore. And a friend of ours, Adam, has said that it was one of the best he's had. So I jumped all over it, and it's absolutely marvelous.
Yeah, I had like a couple of Octomores, and then I just started buying them blind as soon as they became available, because I knew that they would just disappear and that I would enjoy them, like whatever. Whatever the new release came, like, yeah, sure, give me one of each. So the last couple of years, I have like everything that has been released at the LCBO.
Yeah, that's awesome. I've got one of, I think, probably my second favorite Octomore ever was actually sent from Graham, and that's a 7.3. And I believe that was the one that Adam brought to Dave's that one time and gave us all some and didn't tell us what it was.
Right.
And it ended up being the 7.3, and it is marvelous. Yeah, so that's true. It was when the 8 series came out, and they were bumped up quite a bit. The 7.3 is amazing, Peter. Amazing. And yes,
Agreed.
see, I didn't even see that. That's funny. So Richie, next to the 10-year-old that I'm drinking right now, that's my favorite Octomore. They're all fantastic. They're all amazing. 7.3 is a great one, in my opinion, an absolutely stellar bottle. But they are all amazing. You cannot lose with any Octomore. Some better than others, of course. But they're stellar. If it's at a decent price, if it's been collecting dust and you think you can get a good buy on it, pick it up, because it is you won't regret it.
It is definitely an experience in a bottle.
Yeah.
It
and
is for
it's
sure.
a cool looking bottle too. It's a very modern, very unique, very recognizable bottle that I actually do like. I'm not a huge fan of modern.
Yeah, the bottle design is just crazy for a whiskey. It's great.
Yeah, and even the frosted ones that are just clear but frosted are really, really cool looking too.
Yeah, I like the frosted one.
Yeah, really, really neat looking. Looks fantastic on a shelf. Yeah. Oh, was it the 7.1? I know we had 7.3.
See, here's the one problem with Octomores: the naming convention.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you have the 7, 7.1, 7.3, 7.6?
Yeah.
8.3? 9.1, 9.2?
Yeah. It's
Are the earthquakes getting worse? What's happening?
The extra annoying part is a lot of them are only available like as travel exclusives. Like they have whole numbers that just don't show up anywhere except for duty-free shops and stuff.
Aren't Point Two's distillery exclusives? I think.
One of them is, yeah. I can't
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, there's whole chunks of them that most people just will never be able to get, no matter what.
Yeah, that's
aggravating.
That's a typical price. They've always UK pays really high prices for a lot of whiskey though, Peter.
Thanks, Dave. Dave says the Point Two is the travel.
There you go.
Oh, travel, yeah, not distillery, but yeah, they all
like
have
each point whatever is like a different category, but like some of them are just completely inaccessible, essentially, to most people, which is a shame because they're delicious.
Dave, you don't need to correct your spelling on this friggin' because you're one of the more intelligent people that I know. I was just gonna say that the 0.1 is bourbon, 0.3 is sherry. Did you sample the 3.1415? That's
nice,
awesome.
Terry.
Yeah,
nice, very nice, Terry. Classic Terry.
That's awesome. Oh, that's good. And Kilco,
funny side story. That's how many inches tall I am.
Thank you for not taking the opportunity to flood the screen.
Or just thousands and thousands of digits of pi.
Yeah, no, doesn't go on. We appreciate that.
I mean,
not lost.
That would be kind of amazing, but whatever. Maybe that's just me.
Oh, Octomore, so fantastic. Yeah, if I had to choose a distillery too, I'll say it every day, every stream. Bruichladdich is so good. They have it all.
It's a good one.
They have Islay non-peated and
good.
Islay peated. And what do you really need more in this world of whiskey? Do you really need to leave the Isle of Islay? No, he is.
I am.
I assure you. You saw a controlled form of what he thought that your human mind would be able to comprehend.
Sure.
By controlled form, he means I was wearing platform shoes.
Fair.
I'm down.
Octomore, yes, absolutely.
We need to incorporate that somehow, Emily, and make that a severe reality.
Like, could make like whiskey chili with Octomore.
And then you just call it the 3.14. That's greght. That's great.
Yes, Jason, I meant all.
Hey-o.
Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. Oh,
there is that. The black robes are always fashionable, you know.
Yeah. Quite slimming, as a matter of fact.
Yep.
Just, sucks the age right out of you.
Well, then you missed out. Terry's ratio of
Scram
quality comment. What, cheese it? Who's back?
Yeah, you're gonna get stabbed, boy.
Oh, okay. Well,
sheesh. Dan just wanders off. Do. Nothing to see here.
As we hear blood-curdling screams off in the distance.
This really is a good combo. It's a stupid combo. Don't do this, but it's good. It is tasty.
Doors are locked, so that'll give me
enough
time to try and escape somewhere else while the door slows down. Actually, I've been good. I've been pretty good. I may have said one thing that was stabby, maybe.
Slightly stabby.
But I've also think that I've been throwing some Ardbones.
What?
Ardbone? Do you remember Ardbone? No? There was an actual Ardbeg 10 release called Ardbone, and it came in a fucking dog bone.
It was so great.
I know. Oh my
Fuck, see?
I wish I lived somewhere where you could get it delivered by the dog, though. That would have been amazing.
I knew that when I couldn't hear my son or wife anymore, that something.
Everyone else has been disposed of. It's just you.
Okay, so
That's a nervous laugh, ladies and gentlemen.
Pecan pie is a thing. So, and I agree. We'd have to figure out something. See,
Yeah, though that needs to happen for sure.
yeah. Ooh. So,
Oh shit!
No, I am not doing that. How about that?
Oh God!
No, I refuse.
Wow.
That would be trick. That's a tricky list.
I've only had one of them, Patrick, since these two guys are tongue-tied and completely speechless. I've only had the 23. So you have the 21 and the 22 already. Okay, so the 23 is the best peated whiskey I've ever had. And while at the time of having it, my experience with peated whiskey was minimal. Since then, it is incredibly vast and is hands down my favorite style of whiskey. However,
I mean, I'm gonna say this right off the.
If you're trying to choose between a 23 and a Dark Cove, see,
Patrick,
I'd still go with the 23, and especially because you have the 21 and the 22 already, and you could do a little vertical comparison there. That would be really neat. I'd go for the.
I think Floydian has the right idea because we want to get Erica to drink Malort over on the Rock Gut review.
Oh yeah, everybody get over to Rock Gut, and if you can spare any amount at all, any amount for a super chat would be greatly appreciated by the whole team of Cast Strength.
It's definitely Dream Cask.
So yeah, Jason, you just named my number one favorite peated whiskey and my number one favorite non-peated whiskey that I've ever had in my entire life.
I have seen Redbreast 32 make 3 people cry.
It's
a thing.
It's so good. It literally was like there's these Scottish almond tarts that I used to get, still do sometimes, just not all the time. I used to do it a lot when I was younger from the Scottish bakery, and it was like a liquid version of that with like a not maple, but like it's hard, like a caramelized sugar broken down. Like I can't even explain it, but it was an experience. And just the nose on it, and I knew what it was, and
it's worth being a holy grail for sure.
Yeah,
it is amazing.
Well worth it. It's incredibly delicious. Just
Patrick, buy the 23.
Out of this world.
Buy the 23.
It's good. You won't be disappointed.
I did pour someone some Crown Royal out of the Redbreast 32 bottle to confuse them.
Yes, that
was the thing.
That's
So anyway, we don't want to step on the Rock Gut review, so we'll call it a night here. It's been good. Cheers, everybody. I think Dan froze the exact right time. So see you next time.
Cheers, guys. Cheers.